On the last episode, we finally traveled through the Reverse Mountain, the only passage that allowed us to enter a new ocean called the Grand Line. This new ocean is a lot more dangerous, full of interesting islands that we have to explore, and after a long day of traveling, I finally found our first island in the Grand Line called the Drum Island. As you can see, this is the first winter island that we are visiting because in this ocean the weather is all messed up, and maybe on the next episode we will find a desert island, like who knows, right? As always, I will start by telling a little of the story of the island. So this place is ruled by a guy called Wapol, who is the king but behaves like a dictator. The way that he used to control people on this island is pretty stupid in my opinion. Basically he got rid of every doctor on the island, and now people to get cured from any sickness need to beg him for medical care, and that's it. By the way, this island is known by their advancement in treatments and incredible doctors, so some people might try to get here to find a cure to something, so maybe Wapol is not that dumb. In this island I found a village, clearly a reference to a place called Bighorn, where we met Dalton in the story, a cool guy that sides with the population against the king and his rules and basically just helps the people. So be a Chad like Dalton. There are other locations in this island who are not that relevant like other small villagers, so no big deal. The first thing that we see when looking to this island is these tall structures who are called Drum Rockies, and on the top of the tallest one, that is supposed to be like 5 kilometers in height, there is the evil Wapol Castle. And apart from that, there is not much more things to explore. But it's a good island overall, it's quite pretty. I like, for example, the trees, that shows that there are forests and there are multiple animals living in them, including one very special reindeer that decided to eat a devil fruit, transforming him into a reindeer human, so an animal that can talk and walk. Of course, the population called him a monster and treated him really badly, even though he just wanted to make some friends. And of course, in this place there are people who oppose to the king, including the doctors that are forbidden to help people, and with that we meet Hiluluk, a guy who is a crazy doctor, obviously just look at his hair, and of course this guy becomes friends and a father figure to that humor reindeer called Chopper, who learned that everything related to medicine, becoming himself a very respectable doctor. And obviously, like every father figure in One Piece, he had to die, so instead of getting killed by Wapol, he gave us one of the best speeches ever created in any piece of fiction on the entire planet. This speech was even used in real life events like a funeral of a country's vice president and multiple other places, which is insane. So basically this crazy doctor just said this amazing quote that is on the screen, like dropping a bomb in everyone, like literally, because just after he drank something he exploded himself to death in front of everyone that he loved in a try to get rid of Wapol. Now you can guess how much that hurted Chopper after losing his father figure, and after that event he was in the care of another crazy Doctor Kureha, who is still alive, not everyone needs to die. And after the main character of the show, Luffy, reached this island, he becomes friends with this special reindeer and he becomes the doctor of the Straw Hats, joining them in their adventure. I just wish when we finished all of these island quests a huge like cherry blossom explosion appeared or something, because there was a story related to a thing that cures all disease that Hiluluk told Chopper about and dedicated all of his life trying to find, that we see happening when Chopper leaves the island, breaking his little heart. So now let's actually play the game. So when we reach any island, I take a look at the missions and try to find the main area where there is a crate with unique items. By the way, this is the full collection of this island, and in my opinion it's not that hard to complete, just a little grinding. And the armor set is also pretty decent. If you walk around you will see some enemies that support Wapol that we can kill dropping the item that we need to fight the boss. Talking about Wapol, there is the Wapol Goons. We can find two mini bosses. One is Chess, pretty much a clown looking archer, not really that good, and then we have this guy, he thinks he knows how to throw some punches, but of course he's not that strong and we can kill him easily. Now for some reason Dalton is also a mini boss. Yes, the good guy who supports the people. By the way, Dalton is also a devil fruit user. He can transform himself into a bison, an animal. He got some cool animations, but we need to kill him over and over because he can drop the Dalton pet for collection. And by the way, this is the map of all the mini bosses spawn locations. I don't think I missed any, but who knows, sometimes they are sneaky. And then to end the fighting we have Wapol, the boss of this island, who got the weirdest devil fruit ever. He can basically eat everything like metal, trash, fast food, that stuff, basically the average American. This boss fight was easier than I thought it would be, but after all it was Wapol and he is a massive idiot with no brain. And after playing for a day I finished everything I could do in this island, including the missions, collections, and even got the drum tag, which is quite cool. I finished this tower quite fast because of the help of some goated players. They pretty much let me borrow or even keep some items that I would have to grind for a very long time, so obviously I have to thank them, the community in general. In my island there was not a lot of progress because me and my goons are on vacation, so I barely have time to play, just speedrunning all of the videos because I want to have at least one per week. Hope I am able to do it. Then I decided to socialize a little, just literally my weakness. I found a very cool guy that made in this island a parkour map, and obviously I would have to give it a try. It was just a small course, but I managed to get first place at that time. In here, the bigger the score the better, so yeah, I think that's enough for now. By the way, this island is starting to look really decent. Then when I reached home from vacations, this cool guy wanted to appear on the video, but he had no idea what to do, so I joined this island, and oh boy, what I saw was amazing. It was not finished, but it was a Japanese style village. So out of nowhere, it just showed me a bunch of cool buildings. As a builder myself, I like where this is going. But don't forget that this is not finished, but at least it's something to showcase. I really like some of the details of these buildings, and they actually make me feel tiny. Also, in the future I will be making the biggest showcase building event on the server that ever existed, and everyone can participate, including you, but that's for a far future. I hope you enjoyed this video because it was an important one to the story. First island of the Grand Line finished. It was a cool looking one with a lot of story behind it, very well built, and I'm also curious about what we'll find in the future. But yeah, see you on the next video, and bye!